Oh, hello there. I didn't see you there. I know you're all concerned that I wasn't taking the loss of Trent well. That's not the case. I just want to take the time to give a proper send-off for the holidays. So let me get this one out of the way here first. Trent beat me. I played the players that got me into the playoffs, including Alex Smith and Tyreek Hill on Saturday night. I breathed a huge sigh of relief as they connected for a long touchdown in the first half. It was a good start, but it would prove to be just a fraction of the action. On Sunday morning, both of our dueling Saint running backs scored, and I got another 2 touchdowns from LaShawn McCoy. While Robbie Anderson struggled with the backup Jets quarterback, Trent's defense surprisingly had a tough time with the Giants' offense, giving up more than 500 yards. I had a sizable lead with just a kicker left, while Trent had 2 running backs, a wide receiver, and a kicker. That's when the biggest can of whoop-ass started to crack open. I can't.
Against a legendary defense, Gurley scored a touchdown. And then another. And then another. John was praying for halftime so that they could open up the white elephant gifts, but with just a few ticks left on the clock and 60 yards to go, they handed it to Gurley again. With another insane run, Gurley got his 4th touchdown and 50th fantasy point of the half. Mercifully, he didn't play for the second. Thanks to an amazing waiver wire pickup that morning, Gold kept John in the lead until the final few seconds of the late games. John went as far as considering Tanya Harding-ing Des Bryant, but Suckup's 50-yarder brought those plans to an end. Trent put up the 4th highest score of the season, beating John's 8th highest score and delivering the undeniable baddest beat of the year. Trent knocks John out of the playoffs for a second year in a row.
And in a matchup that was half as exciting, Austin missed his roster lineup alerts and left Fournette in, even though he was injured. The matchup was centered around the New England vs. Pittsburgh game. Austin was afraid of Antonio Brown, so much so that he started Big Ben over Russell Wilson. It ended up being a good choice, as Ben actually passed to several non-Brown receivers, including Austin's other player, Bell. The fake spike interception saved Akash at least 6 points, but Austin had a 56-point lead with a quarterback, running back, and wide receiver left for Akash. None of Akash's players did what Gurley did, though. His Cowboys only got 15 points off the Raiders' defense, leaving too much to ask for Evans. Both bye-week teams got knocked out, leaving them a wild matchup between number 5 Trent and number 6 Austin. So far, Austin has outscored Trent by an average of 8 points per week this season, but Trent clearly has momentum as he got 81 points from his 2 running backs last week. In the Sacco, Eric's going to play Marion. Pie Class looks up to make up the bottom 3 slots of the league, but the real question is, who's going to be the worst? And now comes that awkward moment in which I must read my own eulogy. My draft was not good. Even as an 8th round keeper, Pryor was a bust. My best pick was Tyreek Hill in the 4th round. He ended up being the 3rd best receiver. And since I only held 6 players all season, he's probably a lock as my keeper. I went big on the rebound season for Carolina. While Cam and McCaffrey have been doing well, through the first half of the season they had very few scores. 6 weeks in, I was 2-4 and needed a lot of help. Turning to the waiver wire, I found that help. Alex Smith and Chris Thompson were early contributors, and my team really caught fire when I picked up Alvin Kamara and Robbie Anderson. Winning the last 5 weeks of the season, I climbed from worst to first. Now juggling too many players and too many good options, I could not find the right combo to beat my arch nemesis Trent. With the 4th overall pick, Akash took Antonio Brown. While there were a few hiccups early on in the season, his 122 points in the last 4 weeks have earned him the crown as the best wide receiver. Lamar Miller and Larry Fitzgerald also proved to be good value picks, but the early injury to Olsen and the fizzling season for Evans left some gaps in his lineup. Akash seemed to have peaked in Week 5 off the back of Dak, and at the end of Week 9, he was 4-5 with the lowest points for the week. In Week 10, Eric's team only managed 1 touchdown and 64 points, giving Akash an opening. Spurred on by this lucky win, Akash caught fire with 3 consecutive weeks of plus 100 points. While Akash would have put up decent numbers in his bye week, he could not keep up the momentum. Belichick kept Antonio Brown to just 2 points when it mattered the most, bringing Akash's season to an end.